How are you making these big leaps?
Mate, it's just drive. Drive to be better. Always be better, you know what I mean? You can be better everywhere. Have that drive, that motivation, and just keep looking for ways to improve. That's it. It's that easy. Like I say every time, I'm not the most athletically gifted guy. Hard work, drive, got to me to where I am, and look what I'm doing. I'm on another level right now. I can't be stopped.
Hey guys, welcome back to Athlete Central. Today we're going to talk about arguably the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the undisputed featherweight champion of the world, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. The Australian has proven to be one of the most complete fighters on the roster, coming up against some of the best wrestlers, strikers, and BJJ artists in the UFC.
Mendez, rip into the body, drops him. That's it. Alexander the Great.
The only loss of his career is at welterweight, and if he keeps his performances up, there's no doubt he's going to remain the featherweight champion for a very long time.
20 consecutive wins and a title defense for the best featherweight in the world.
Today we're talking about Volkanovski's fighting career, lifestyle, and net worth. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video.
Number 4, fighting career.
Volkanovski fought 4 times near his home country of Australia before making his first UFC appearance. Volkanovski made his UFC debut with a bang, putting on an impressive performance against Yusuke Kasuya to get the finish via ground and pound in the second round. He then faced Mizuto Hirota and secured a dominant decision win, following it up with another solid victory over Shane Young. He capped off his performances in Oceania with a ground and pound finish over Jeremy Kennedy in the second round.
Alexander the Great!
Volkanovski officially made a combined $115,000 from the 4 fights. His pay kept increasing by $2,000 per fight, so he went from $10,000 to show and $10,000 to win to $16,000 per show and $16,000 for the victory. The UFC then renewed his deal because they realized they had a potential star in their hands. For his next bout against Darren Elkins, Volk made more than his first UFC fights combined. Elkins was his first-ranked opponent, and Volkanovski secured yet another convincing decision victory over 3 rounds, clearly beating the veteran Elkins. Alex made $119,000 for that performance. His purse increased by $10,000 for the next fight against former title challenger Chad Mendes. This was the first elite test for Volkanovski, and there were doubts about how he would handle it. Safe to say, Volk did extremely well, knocking Mendes out at the end of the second round.
Pressure on Mendez, rip into the body, drops him. That's it. Alexander the Great.
Volk got paid $180,000 from that fight because he got his first ever $50,000 performance bonus. The next bout was against the #1 contender, the former champion who was considered to be the featherweight GOAT at the time, Jose Aldo. Volk got a dominant decision victory over the all-time great, beating him in all 3 rounds to take $140,000 home. His next fight was his title shot against Max Holloway, another fighter who fans considered to be an all-time great. People were doubting whether Volk would be able to go 5 rounds since he only had 3-round fights up to that point. But Volk shut all the critics up with a masterful performance, exposing some weaknesses we had never seen in Holloway. This was the biggest purse of his career up to that point, a whopping $280,000. The rematch with Holloway came 7 months later in one of the most controversial decisions in title fight history. Max won the first 2 rounds clearly, and Volk won rounds 4 and 5. Round 3 was very debatable, but many gave it to Blessed. The judges, however, saw this as a victory for Volk, and the Australian took home a cool $390,000, not including pay-per-view points that he got as a champion. His next title defense against Ortega was fascinating. Volk survived a nasty guillotine choke in a fight he was winning and ended up beating Ortega to a pulp after a submission attempt. Volk took home $492,000 for that fight, with the fight of the night bonus included, and for good reason, probably one of the most thrilling title fights in recent memory. His last fight against the Korean Zombie has been his most profitable. From the moment the 2 athletes stepped into the cage, it didn't seem the Zombie belonged in there. Volkanovski was superior in every department possible and ended up scoring a TKO win in the 4th round. He got $642,000 for the fight, which included a $50,000 performance of the night bonus.
Number 3, sponsorships.
In terms of sponsors, Volkanovski has the typical amount of sponsors for an MMA fighter. First up is a supplement company called CMBT. Volk is their brand ambassador and features prominently on their website. It is clear that the Australian company is using his star power in order to accelerate profit. They sell protein powder, pre-workout, BCAAs, protein bars, and much more. Amazingly, they also have apparel with Volk's name on it and routinely post sports-related articles. It is unknown how much the brand is paying the champ. His next sponsor is Engage, a clothing company that specializes in fan merch and also produces fight gear. They have partnered up with many fighters from the Oceanic circuit like Israel Adesanya, Kai Kara France, Brad Riddell, Carlos Ulberg, and the featherweight champ himself, Alexander Volkanovski. Yet again, the amount that Volk is receiving is undisclosed. Make sure to stick around to see what Volk spends his money on. Of course, like the majority of MMA fighters, Volk has a partnership with a CBD company. In his case, he has partnered with Blessed CBD. And no, that doesn't have anything to do with his rival Max Blessed Holloway. The company makes CBD oils, tinctures, gummies, capsules, and creams. The company is trusted by top athletes, and Volk's teammate Israel Adesanya is also backing the brand. Volk also has a sponsorship with BayMed, which is a premier physiotherapy and sports injury clinic in Australia.
Fun fact:
Volkanovski is so admired in his hometown of Wollongong that some locals renamed the Illawarra Hotel to the Volkanovski Hotel. So Alex got to pour beer at a pub named after himself. This shows just how much the Aussies love their champion and shows that he is a brilliant asset for the UFC.
Number 2, family and hobbies.
Volkanovski was born in 1988 in Shell Harbour, New South Wales, Australia. He had a pretty normal childhood with one older brother. He started training in Greco-Roman wrestling at a young age and went on to win a national title at the age of 12. When you look at his fighting style, you wouldn't expect Greco to be his base martial art. Kickboxing would probably be your best guess, but Volk is very well-rounded. At the age of 14, Volk quit wrestling and started a career in rugby league and started playing semi-professionally.
Alex Volkanovski.
He won the Mick Cronin Medal in 2010, which is awarded to the best player in the league. In his last season as a rugby player, he helped his team win the premiership before deciding to go into mixed martial arts. Alex married his wife Emma Volkanovski in 2015, and they have 2 daughters, Ariana and Erly. Volkanovski's favorite hobbies are camping, hunting, and fishing. He has a YouTube channel, and there was a video of him scuba diving and fishing down in Australia. He has a lot of other content that he puts on his YouTube channel, doing fight breakdowns and training videos as well.
And let's have a chat about it. Let's do a breakdown.
A specifically popular segment, which is also a big hobby of Volk's, is Cooking with Volk. The Aussie loves to cook, and he shares his recipes to his fans, giving detailed cooking lessons to some delicious meals. Alex even cooked with top journalist Ariel Helwani a few weeks ago, and his segment was quite popular, getting over 160,000 views.
Number 1, spending.
Volkanovski's estimated net worth is around $3 million, so let's take a look at how he spent that money. There's not tons of information about Volk's possessions. However, his YouTube channel gives us more of an insight into his life. Merely 2 months after capturing the belt from Max Holloway, Volkanovski bought his family a house that's estimated to be worth around $1.2 million near Windang Beach. Volk said, "I remember when I was buying it because I'm the kind of person that never spends money on themselves just to look good or anything like that, but it was really good to know I deserved this house and we deserve this house." In terms of cars, not all of his possessions are known. However, he owns a gray Mazda CX-5, which is worth around $25,000. Alex also owned a Hyundai of an unknown class. Volk also owns a black Jaguar F-Type, which is worth around $75,000. That's all the information we have regarding cars. Alex tries to spend as much money to ensure that his kids are financially secured since they mean the world to him. He spends money on his fishing trips, and though there was not much information available about hunting and camping, he probably spends money on rifles and camping equipment. Well, that wraps up today's video about the featherweight champ, Alex Volkanovski. What is your favorite Alexander Volkanovski fight? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to never miss a video. Until next time.